What's up, y'all? What's poppin'? It's D. Let's react to this video by Jimmy Harola. This is the wildest NBA facts no one has ever told you about. They ain't told you, but they told me. I already know. I got all the inside info, but you know, y'all don't know, so I guess I watch this video for y'all benefit. But you know, I already I don't know shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I cannot wait till the new NBA season starts, though. I'm going to a game next month, and I'm supposed to be going to a Laker versus Warriors game next month. So hopefully that works out, you know. If so, I'll tell y'all my thoughts or whatever. But I cannot wait till the new season starts. I'm so excited. What is the first official day? So I know that'll be a preseason game, but I'm not sure when preseason officially starts. I don't know if it's towards the end of this month or the beginning of next month, not sure, but excited, looking forward to that. Anyway, we're about to see these wild NBA facts that, you know, no one has ever told us. Let's watch.
Michael Jordan's unprecedented value, the GM that finessed an entire franchise, and Draymond Green's unbelievable NBA record. You may want to take a seat before hearing some of these.
Okay. Sorry about the lighting. It keeps changing. I ain't got time to keep adjusting it. This sun is
What's up, everybody? It's Jimmy. And today I'm bringing our fourth installment of the Craziest Facts videos. One of the reasons why I started this channel was because I enjoyed reading about these absurd numbers and events so much that I wanted to share them with other basketball fans. And as you can clearly see, I really appreciate a good fact. So here are 17 of the most ridiculous NBA facts you've never heard of before. Be sure to stick around until the end for some numbers that may blow your mind.
Okay.
This past week, we saw the conclusion to an exciting month of college basketball with some of the best young talent the game has to offer. Well, young talent, but not as young as Luka Doncic, who is younger than 8 of the 10 starters from this year's NCAA championship game. One of the most important and impressive feats a player can accomplish in sports is winning when it matters most. Michael Jordan, 6-0 in the finals. Robert Horry, 7-0 in the finals. John Havlicek, 8-0 in the finals. But surprisingly, a lot of players have perfect finals records. In fact, if you had to make a guess as to how many players have a perfect finals record, what would be your guess? 5? 10? Maybe 15? Try 66. 66 players in NBA history have a perfect finals record. Of course, 6-0 in the finals is infinitely more impressive than making it to one finals and winning that one, but nonetheless, this came as a bit of a shock. In 1986, the Chicago Bulls finished the season with a record of 30-52 and still made the playoffs. To put this anomaly in perspective, last season the Denver Nuggets won 46 games and missed the playoffs. Dennis Rodman was a one-of-a-kind player, a 6'7" rebounding monster.
He was 6'7"?
In fact, Dennis Rodman was so dominant at grabbing boards that he led the league in rebounding for 7 straight seasons. But that isn't the most surprising aspect about this man's incredible ability. Rodman didn't lead the league in rebounding until he was 30 years old and continued to lead the league in rebounding until he was 37.
Wow.
He also led the league in boards in 1993 despite missing 20 games. For comparison, out of the last 5 players to lead the league in rebounding, the oldest was Dwight Howard in 2013 when he was 27. Russell Westbrook is another player that plays the game with so much intensity and passion that he has turned the seemingly impossible into a common occurrence. On April 2nd, Westbrook achieved a stat line that was so absurd it looked like a typo. 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 21 assists. That's 2 triple-doubles in one game. To put this incredible feat into perspective, Anthony Davis, John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving, Shaquille O'Neal, and Carmelo Anthony all have 2 or less triple-doubles in their entire careers.
Are you serious?
Throughout the past couple of years, we have grown so accustomed to his numbers that we've built a sort of tolerance to them. A triple-double doesn't sound as impressive today as it did 25 years ago. But think about it like this. In 2016, if Russell Westbrook dropped 31, 10, and 10 in a game, it was technically an off night. While we're on the topic of absurd numbers, what would this video be without a Wilt Chamberlain mention? Only one other player in NBA history has averaged at least 30 points and 23 rebounds a game for a season. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 30 and 23 for his entire career. But I'm not sure if any player was more valuable to their franchise than Michael Jordan was to the Bulls. In fact, the Bulls valued Michael so much that in 1998, his salary for the season was over $33 million. In 1998, this type of money was unheard of in the NBA. I mean, just look at where the league's highest paid players at the time stand compared to Michael. Imagine if this past season, Stephen Curry, the league's highest paid player, made over twice as much as LeBron, the league's third highest paid player. Michael's salary that season was more than the entire salary of 19 NBA teams. If an NBA player had a larger salary than 19 NBA teams today, his salary would be about $124 million this year alone. But hey, when you're Michael Jordan, you get whatever you want. When Pete Maravich played basketball in college, there was no three-point line, but he still averaged 43 points per game and set the NCAA Division I record for points in a college career at 3,667 points. One of Pete's old coaches actually went back and charted every single one of his shots and found out that Maravich would have been making 13 three-point shots a game. This season, LeBron struggled from the line more than ever before. So much so that his 66% from the charity stripe is only 4% better than Shaq's free throw percentage in 2003. But in a more positive light, LeBron James holds the NBA record for points in the playoffs. Well, actually, he not only holds the record, he is so far ahead of everyone else that we may never see anyone touch his numbers in our lifetime. He is already 1,000 points ahead of Michael Jordan, who has the second most points in the playoffs with 5,900, and he's a whopping 2,900 points ahead of Tony Parker, who has the second most points in the playoffs among active players. If we go down the list of players who are in the vicinity of LeBron, only one has the potential to score considerably more in the upcoming seasons, and that is Kevin Durant with 3,656. LeBron really is a playoff juggernaut. Now, this fact is one that is so surprising, I nearly became physically ill when I heard it for the first time. A couple weeks ago, I made a video regarding Draymond Green's situation in Golden State and his value to the Warriors. While researching for this video, I discovered that Draymond Green has the fourth highest winning percentage among all players in NBA history. But what I didn't know was that if you include the regular season and the playoffs, Draymond Green has the highest winning percentage of any player in NBA history. Of course, being on the Warriors throughout this current era definitely helps, but still, no one has matched his winning rate. Not his teammates, not any player among the Bulls, Celtics, or Lakers dynasties, no one. Don't get me wrong, I got nothing but love for Draymond. But I can't help but to laugh knowing that this man is the winningest player in league history. Speaking of winning, no other team did it better than the Celtics in the 60s. But oddly enough, the title for the greatest team of all time went to a team that they routinely beat down. At the NBA at 50 event in 1996, a panel of media members, former players and coaches, and current and former general managers voted for the best team in NBA history, and it was actually the 1967 Philadelphia 76ers who got the most votes. So despite the fact that the Boston Celtics won 10 out of the 11 titles between 1959 and 1969, it was a team from the same exact era that only won one title that was voted as the best team ever at the time. In the 1981-82 season, the Denver Nuggets scored 100 points in all 82 games. They also had 100 points scored on them in every single game that season as well. I mean, just look at these results. They are absurd. Just look at this stretch of games right here. They scored over 140 points in 4 out of 5 straight games. For 11 years, John Spoelstra, father of current Miami Heat coach Eric Spoelstra, was senior vice president and general manager of the Portland Trail Blazers. During his time in Portland, he earned the reputation as a marketing genius. In fact, he was so good at his job that on January 7th, 1983, John took part in the strangest transaction in NBA history. Spoelstra saw that the Blazers were in need of a point guard and had their eyes on Don Boosie. Spoelstra, in need of Boosie's talents, traded to acquire him from the Indiana Pacers without losing a single player, or dollar, or draft pick. In exchange for their point guard, the Indiana Pacers received, are you guys ready for this? 1 week of management and marketing consultation from John Spoelstra. This man was so good at his job that his advice was worth a 2-time All-Star point guard. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have guys that are not so good at their jobs, like Joel Anthony in 2011. Well, at least for a particular stretch of games. Like on January 18th, 2011, when Joel Anthony somehow played an astonishing 43 minutes without a single field goal attempt. But then again, that is nothing compared to what he did, or should I say didn't do, just 9 days earlier. On January 9th, 2011, against the Portland Trail Blazers, Joel Anthony played 29 minutes without recording a single point, rebound, assist, steal, block, or field goal attempt.
Now the light want to get bad.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
This man spent 2.5 quarters running back and forth.
Damn.
29 minutes running back and forth.
Getting cardio, and that's it.
Joel Anthony is an NBA champion, so props to that man. And while we're on the topic of big men, I just recently made a video of one of the biggest men in league history, Yao Ming. And among other impressive feats Yao had accomplished, one of the most impressive was his induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Not that he was inducted, but rather how unbelievably quick he was inducted. Yao Ming made it into the Hall of Fame just 14 years after his rookie season and just 5 years after he retired. This may not sound crazy, but consider this. Sidney Moncrief, a player in this year's class of Basketball Hall of Fame inductees, started his NBA career 40 years ago. Another player in this year's class, Jack Sikma, was a rookie 41 years ago. Paul Westphal is another player that made it into the Hall of Fame this year, and his rookie season was 47 years ago. In fact, Yao Ming holds the record for the shortest amount of time since his NBA debut to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. For comparison, look at these legends and how long after their rookie season it took them to make it into the Hall of Fame.
23.
Huge accomplishment from a huge guy. Now, I'll leave y'all with this. In Michael Jordan's 13 seasons and 930 regular season games with the Chicago Bulls, he only scored single-digit points in a game once. Even crazier, in that single-digit point game, he was recovering from a broken foot, played only 16 minutes, and had 9 points. Which led me to ask the question, where do some of the best scorers of all time land on the list of consecutive games with double-digit scoring? So here's a chart that maps out some of those players. At the bottom, you have a couple active players like Giannis at 120, D. Wade with a streak of 148 games, DeMarcus Cousins with 162. As you work your way up this chart, you'll see some big names. Legends that put on some of the greatest scoring streaks in league history. Kobe had a streak of 211 games. Iverson, Shaq, Harden is on an active streak that is now up to an absurd 340 games. Keep going up the chart and you'll find Moses Malone,
Kevin Garnett, 411.
Kevin Durant had a ridiculous streak of 562 games that came to an end in 2017. But way up there at the top, above everyone else, is Michael Jordan with 866 consecutive games with double-digit scoring. But wait, one name is missing from this list. I think there's one player I left out.
Steph?
Oh yeah.
LeBron.
There he is.
Damn.
Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next time.
He had to throw that in at the end, you know, because the LeBron and Jordan comparison is always on the table. So he had to be like, oh, his is active. That is a lot of fucking games. 928. So that just lets you know these niggas is putting in work. Okay, they ain't playing no games. Single digit what? That's not happening. Hey, this dude really goes into deep analysis of these players' stats. And this was definitely interesting information. Something that I definitely wouldn't have been thinking about. But really cool to know. I'll definitely be thinking about this the next time I watch these players. But this is a really cool video. Let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want me to react to. And I'll see you in the next time. Bye!